meteorologist Dennis Brown along with meteorologist Brittany Rainey in the First Alert Weather Center. We're blocking programming right now for the Young and the Restless. You can see it in its entirety right now at KTXA 21. We have a tornado warning for parts of our area that does include Hill County. That's until about 12:45. That's what we're tracking at this point. A storm that's moving to the northeast at 35 miles an hour. Brittany's zooming into this system as it continues making its way really out of the Waco area, moving to the northeast. As we put on storm relative velocity, we're looking at the winds here in the gate-to-gate shear. And when we have the greens and reds together, that typically means that we have a potential tornado. We haven't gotten word that it's on the ground, but what we do know is that the radar is saying there's some rotation going on. And we need to let you know about this. So as we put a track on this storm, there are some communities here toward Hill County and southbound, like the Golson community. This storm will be right on top of you at about 12:34 or so. All right. So what we do know is that it will continue pushing to the northeast, affecting these areas, again, in the southern reaches of Hill County. Again, this is the tornado warning until 12:45, and meteorologist Brittany Rainey, you've been tracking this closely too. But these storms are strong, moving through the area. As you remember earlier this morning, the cap was in place. We typically talk about that cap that typically kind of puts the lid on thunderstorm development. And then once it starts to erode, that's when we have thunderstorms that start to develop. Talking about that hail, Brittany is mainly indicating the hail tracker. Okay, so this storm has been kind of a long track storm with some hail potential here, mainly even south of, let's say, east of Somerville County through Johnson County. That'll be through Cleburne and even through King toward the I-35 corridor, now making its way toward Mansfield. And there goes Kennedale there. We're going to show you some of that video of the hail. That will continue taking that hail core through areas in Arlington along the 30 and 20 corridors. And if that continues, that's going to be a rough go for some folks there toward Bedford. Maybe near Grapevine, DFW Airport, maybe west of Irving, probably near Grand Prairie, that we're going to be seeing some of the worst of that hail that's moving through. And it's from this thunderstorm here. Okay, so as we put just a a closer look at it as we zoom into it, you'll see toward Arlington near Pantego. And what's interesting, even here where we have the pinks and purples, okay, that's indicating that threat for hail. Every now and then we've got some black colors there, and that really indicates some large hail. So when we get radar returns like that, we know that this storm is very potent. It is strong, and this is the time, especially if you live probably north and east of here. When I talked about Irving and Grand Prairie, you might want to make sure the car is in the garage or underneath the carport right there on the doorstep of Grand Prairie. There goes Euless and Bedford. Bedford, I talked about you a bit earlier. So with that hail core, most likely here from that thunderstorm, that can do some damage. And so that one right there, also there's one here towards Saginaw and Watauga there that we're also keeping an eye on there as it makes its way toward Keller. This is the one that's severe as it's going through areas there near Arlington. So that's going to be a spot there. And folks in the control room, you can let me know whether or not we have that video ready. We have the video now. Let's roll that video. Yeah, if we can roll that video from the Kennedale community. Give me her name one more time. Megan Andos. This is from Megan Andos in the Kennedale community of the area there in Tarrant County, where we're seeing some of that large hail falling from the sky. And this is a tornado warning that goes until 1:15. That's going to be for Hill County that we're watching out for. It's near the city of West along 35. And so like we talked about earlier, for folks who are in the path of this storm, even Hubbard here, this is mainly to the south and east of Hillsboro, take cover now. This is the time, 12:52, West, the city of West. 12:52, this will be right on top of you with the worst of that rotation, the worst of this storm. So we need to go to that safe location. Make sure folks are indoors right now. Make sure you're in that safe location. If you have a bicycle helmet or even a motorcycle helmet within arm's reach, go ahead and grab that too. But we don't want you to injure your head. So go ahead and grab that as you're going to that safe location. Maybe it's to that interior bathroom. Maybe it's an interior closet away from the windows. Maybe it's a hallway underneath the stairs that you can go so you can protect yourself.